Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is Smarter, Better, Faster, the Lean AI Supply Chain Revolution with C.H. Robinson. So we're going to spend the next 30 minutes or so talking a little bit about what's been going on at Robinson. Apparently, you're all very, very interested to know, and we're super excited to share what we've been working on. And so let's go ahead and jump in. Oh, before we jump in, if you want to stay connected with Robinson and what we've got going on, if you double-click the button on the back of your name tag, that'll pass us your info. We'll also share our booth information at the end, so you'll be able to stay connected with all the fun stuff we're working on. So I'm Cody Griggs. I'm the Vice President of Digital Brokerage here at C.H. Robinson, joined on stage with Chris Cutshaw, the Vice President of Market Solutions. Between us, we've got almost 40 years of experience at Robinson. So we've been really in the trenches, especially over the last few years, working on building what we've got going on at Robinson, talking with customers and carriers and other brokers and people in our industry. And so we're just really excited to share what Lean AI is and some of the real life applications that we've been working on. So none of these words should be a shock to a lot of you. You all make a living in supply chain, and you're all interested in kind of how do we solve what's ahead of us. We know that there's a lot of volatility and complexity in supply chains. We've been living that for the last couple of years, and it just kind of changes every year. We're all being asked to do more with less. It's been a really challenging financial environment for all of us, our customers included in that. And we've been thinking about how do we help solve those problems for our customers. And then also, you need to do it faster and cheaper all the time. And so we're going to talk a little bit about how we've changed the way that we work internally, as well as leveraged AI to help solve a lot of those problems. So like I mentioned, C.H. Robinson has been around for almost 120 years, a little bit over actually. And so we've seen a lot, and we've solved a lot of customers' problems. And what we recognized a few years ago was that if we were going to survive and thrive in the changing macroeconomic environment, the changing environment that brokerages find themselves in, we needed to change how we worked. And so we chose to disrupt from within. And we were in a really unique position to do that because of our scale, because of our connectivity with our customers, because of the data advantage that we find ourselves with, and because of our history of expertise. We employ a ton of really smart people who understand their customers' supply chains better than anybody else. And so we were in a position to use all of that information and data and connections to our advantage and to solve customer supply chains better using AI. So a little bit about Lean AI. So we started this with about what is Lean AI, and we're gonna share a little bit more about that. So if you've heard or read anything coming out of C.H. Robinson recently, we know that AI provides an immense opportunity for supply chains. Things are going to be different. They're going to be different tomorrow than they were today, and we're all being challenged with how do you use that to your advantage. We knew that plugging AI and plugging tech into the way that we were working wasn't going to cut it. We'd been trying that. It wasn't changing fast enough, and it wasn't producing the results that we needed. And so we took our human expertise, so our teams, we augment them with AI. We don't necessarily replace them. We give them tools and a fleet of agents that we've built to grow their business, to take away some of those menial tasks. Chris has a demo teed up later that you'll see of things that are in production that are working today to help solve that problem of taking what our people do best and coupling it with AI. So people and AI. You take that, and then if you've listened to our CEO, Dave Bozeman, speak, he comes from a lean manufacturing background, and we've been employing a lot of that approach and capabilities into a services model, which is very different than the way that we managed things previously. That's scorecards, it's problem solving, it's root cause, it's this really clear methodology of how you solve problems and prioritize what you should be working on, and also answer the question of, is this working or is it not? That, coupled with the human expertise in AI and our scale, gives us this immense opportunity to see all of the scenarios in a supply chain that might occur, to respond to them quicker, to change how we're reacting. We're moving more shipments in a day than a lot of people are moving in a week. And so we see a ton of different permutations of what's possible and are able to respond really quickly. So I talked a little bit about our scale, the size of shipments that we're moving, but really that allows us to be smarter. Like I said, this is real life. This is not things we're talking about maybe possibly doing someday. This is not theory. This is very real, and we're seeing the results of it every day, and we're changing our approach every day.
Your AI play is here, and it's lean. AI works best when fueled by rich, connected data at scale. Only C.H. Robinson offers a lean AI advantage that works across your entire supply chain and is backed by unrivaled scale. To help you predict more, move faster, and waste less, take control with dynamic AI-backed planning tools. Identify network optimization opportunities, save costs with optimal rate recommendations, and more. Rest assured, we proactively match your freight with top-performing carriers in the area, using intelligent supply chain data models for quick booking, reliable delivery, and faster speed to market. Trust our intelligent platform to anticipate and identify potential disruptions to help proactively optimize every move across every shipment, provider, and process. Experience total clarity for every purchase order, seamlessly managed and viewed down to the item level across any number of shipments and locations. Quote single shipments and manage complex bids on your terms instantly. Your initial request can return an automated competitive rate and booking confirmation in 2 minutes or less. Get crystal clear shipment visibility across your supply chain, spanning every mode and region, from global enterprise visibility to granular item level details. Use insights from your own shipping data to see how your operations stack up and get immediate, personalized AI-powered recommendations to improve. Trust our game-changing document agent to locate uploaded paperwork instantly, so you never have to worry about bottlenecks. Just faster resolutions and your business running at full speed. Lean AI unites powerful AI, expert logisticians, and a precision-built lean operating model to drive continuous improvement tailored to your business. For confidence at every step in your supply chain. The world's only lean AI supply chain platform is your advantage. Experience the advantage you can't get anywhere else but C.H. Robinson.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Cody. And thanks for joining. Should have got a little bigger room. I see a lot of standing audience, so appreciate you coming. Chris Cutchaw, Vice President of Market Solutions, really focused on delivering customer value through our technology, our expertise, where customers are leveraging our platform to manage their global supply chain. So I want to build on the foundation that Cody laid out around the transformation journey that we've been on, and how we're taking that same focus and innovation and applying it directly to our customers to get real measurable impact. So today I want to showcase, and in the world of agentic AI and AI, how we're thinking about building these tools and going to market with them. But I also want to go layer deeper, show you under the hood how we're architecting, in the spirit of Manifest, giving you a view of how we're thinking about building these solutions and working on these solutions in the future. And then we want to end with a live demonstration. It will be pre-recorded yesterday, but I want to show you this technology in action, so we take it out of words on a PowerPoint to a live demonstration. Before we do that, I want to share a proof point of what C.H. Robinson could deliver at scale through this lean AI approach to our customers. And a strategic customer of ours, Microsoft, Jeff Davidson, agreed to share his viewpoint. And I love to listen to him talk about how we're bringing lean AI at enterprise scale, co-innovation, and how AI is just not a concept. It's outcome-driven, it's purpose-built, and we're delivering results that only C.H. Robinson can. So if you can play that.
Microsoft is relentless on delivering to our customers' needs. Well, C.H. Robinson is the point between something rolling off of a production line that's a finished good and all of our customers around the world. C.H. Robinson's a great choice to partner with Microsoft. I think there's a very strong DNA that we share, but we're also able to drive transformation and innovation, pulling together technology solutions. So I think of scale as enterprise-wide scale that covers the globe, but we also need the flexibility. C.H. Robinson brings together a very strong background and tradition in investing in high-grade enterprise-wide technology and access to markets, and then brings people to the equation so that we can talk the same language. We're able to take that intelligence, that level of partnership, that level of co-innovation that we deploy, and we basically create a flywheel of continuous, non-stop transformation for ourselves. I think of Lean AI and C.H. Robinson bringing the convergence of people, continuous improvement, and the technology helps us actually take our operating models design to spec. There's a lot of things that have to really go right. I mean, precise and perfect. Even at the same time, you can be looking at it at a more strategic level. What does my network look like? What should my policies be? And they could be tailored in a much more surgical and sophisticated way. All of that comes together with C.H. Robinson. I don't see an end state. And that's a fascinating thing. When you don't really see the end state of something, we're going to continue to see just a long period of constant transformation. There's P&L impacts, there's service impacts, there's cost and efficiency impacts. When I say making it real, it means that if we think we're going to go achieve these outcomes, what we're seeing is real tangible ways to develop roadmaps to achieve those outcomes is a lot easier when you A, have visibility to the decision you're able to make, B, you have reliability and predictability, and it actually gets delivered in the sense that we're able to bank on it. Very few things that we do alone without C.H. Robinson, and I don't see that stopping. And so, if the question becomes what's next, I think it's an endless realm of possibilities is what's next. But I don't see us going like a step by step. I actually think we're going to be able to leap staircases to staircase at a much faster degree.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff, for doing that. Jeff's been a great mentor to me personally. And if you see him around the conference, which he is here, great thinker, great leader. So definitely connect with him. And I also want to touch on the flywheel concept as well that Jeff was mentioning. Jeff owns the supply chain for the device organization, which makes the Xboxes, the Surfaces, the consumer products. We also take that same Lean AI approach to the cloud and Azure organizations. So those that are building out the data centers, what have you. And there's a really cool flywheel concept. Amongst other tools, we do use Azure Compute. We use GitHub that supercharges our developers to build more and build faster. And that powers AI products that we deliver in the marketplace. And then our teams at Microsoft are using that AI-powered technology to deliver more servers and more GPUs into these data centers. So it's a really cool self-reinforcing loop that we work on with Microsoft. So really awesome story. And thanks again, Jeff, for sharing that. So now I want to transition. I think a lot of topics at this conference will be about AI, and rightfully so. I don't think anyone in this room would challenge that AI is going to fundamentally change the way this industry supports global commerce. Further than that, though, from our perspective, it's changing the way we think about process. It's changing the way we think about integration. It's challenging the fundamental premises of software and how we interact with software and what does interaction with technology and with humans look like in the future. And so at Robinson, we've foundationally been a builder culture. We build a supply chain technology with deep domain expertise that powers a two-sided marketplace. On one side of the equation, there's 80,000 customers that are interacting with our platform and our teams. On the other side, there's 450,000 carriers that we support. In between is $23 billion of value. So we've used that industry, grade AI and that industrial grade AI to build out solutions and actually realize real results that we've seen in our output. And so we're taking that same approach and delivering it to our customers. It allowed us to reimagine the art of what's possible and think about new ways to bring solutions to market. So It really is going to drive a new era of the way we work. And we envisioned and pioneered a new category for supply chain technology that we see as agentic supply chain solutions. So this allows our customers to leverage the technology investments that Cody was talking about that we see to fundamentally go beyond just simple automation to get towards an intelligent system, an intelligent system that can have contextual memory from prior interactions to drive further value, intelligent systems that can understand disparate data from multiple different sources. I think many of us in this room have that challenge and make sense of it, and ultimately get to a level of orchestration that begins to build out, what supply chain leaders are looking for, that self-healing supply chain. So we're really excited that our first product that we launched last summer in this space was the Always-On Logistics Planner, which is AI-powered, and really the goal of the Always-On Logistics Planner was straightforward. We wanted to build a digital extension of our customer supply chain teams, one that could be quickly trained both in our data advantage and data model that we have at Robinson, but also at the edge in terms of customer process, right? A lot of challenge is trying to build something that's going to fit in everyone's boxes and being able to mold the box to give great solutions. And really, the results have been amazing so far in what we've seen. I'm going to showcase the interaction with that in a little bit, but it's moved beyond just acting. It's orchestrating, it's thinking, it's adapting, it's getting retrained, and it's going across the entirety of the order lifecycle. This is the order lifecycle in the way we see it at Robinson. You can think about this from quote to cash. Our teams will continue to build out agents both horizontally, so you can think about quoting, rating, order booking, order tendering, appointments, carrier assignments, tracking, tracing, documents, and settlement. We'll also continue to build out our agent registry in vertical depth, meaning there'll be more complete, there'll be more unique scenarios that we'll solve, and those always are getting registered and trained with the Always-On Logistics Planner. So the underlying fleet that we continue to build is orchestrated through that scenario. So in the spirit of Manifest, which I've been coming to for a long time, and I love this place, I'm going to talk a little about the tech architecture. So I'm going to go a little bit into the weeds on the technical stuff, and then I'll show you a live use case, right? So high level, this isn't like a GitHub repo, but this is how we've designed the solution, and we think about 3 source channels of communication. The middle one at the top is external queries for action. And the first focus we had in that space was email. This may surprise the room, but we get a lot of emails, tens of millions of emails a year. And this is not like, hey, what's going on? How's the family? This is actually having direct impact on the physical movement of goods throughout the world. And so we set up the Always-On Logistics Planner to listen, classify, so we can use that data later in terms of what haven't we built that we should build, use contextual memory from prior engagements to understand what is actually being requested. And then for my security people, this is after we do security protocols and all those checks. So just we're past that point in the journey. Ultimately, then it knows what needs to happen. And then from the previous slide, it has a registry of capabilities, of agents. You can think of those agents as skills that the Always-On Logistics Planner has been mastered in. So then it says, do I have the appropriate skill set to take the appropriate action to solve this inbound query? If yes, it continues on this diagram. If no, we record that data, and then our teams are aggressively looking at that using our lean operating model every single day and week on what should we build next, right? But as I go down, the Always-On Logistics Planner's core DNA is our global core process. And that's really what we've built and designed over the long time that Robinson's been a company to have world-class execution at a very high level. But we know that's not enough. We actually allow our teams and our customers at the edge of where work is happening to configure blueprints, because another thing that may shock you, this room, no 2 supply chains are exactly the same. They don't have the same processes. They don't have the same requirements. They don't have the same partner networks that they interact with. So trying to pick up a box and deploy that across the 80,000 customers that we have becomes immensely challenging. So we allowed for the Always-On Logistics Planner to be injected with customer blueprints on top of the global core process that we have. From there, it understands the rules of the game, both from operations and customer expectations. It's classified what's needed. And then it goes and selects the agents it needs to use, it sequences the agents appropriately, and it oversees the tasks to ensure completeness and success. Two other avenues I want to talk about. One to the top right, we've actually wired event data streaming into the always-on logistics planner, because we don't just want, while inbound requests are high in volume and we get tons of those, we don't want the technologies to be waiting to be invoked by some external source. We want changes in the data model to proactively drive action. Very simple use case. We don't, and many people in this room has been there, we don't want to call or email to say, hey, yesterday that critical order that you said that was going to pick up, it didn't pick up. We want to be in the moment or near the moment, alerting parties based on conditions changing in the data model to coordinate a mitigation plan and actually be proactive. That's the first step. If we can be proactive and alert folks, that's going to give a lot better service. And then how do we get things back on plan? The last channel here, one that I'm super excited about, unless at happy hour you want to talk about Molt's book, for those that know and what's happening in this space. Can I get a show of hands? Who is building or planning to build AI agents that communicate externally? Okay, it's a decent amount. We agree, and we think the future of the autonomous supply chain likely to be agent-to-agent communication and orchestration. Something I'm super excited about. So if you think about the autonomous supply chains of the future, the humans dropping the strategy and the rules of the game, the agents executing and alerting, that's going to be critical. Now, I know some of the people that raise their hands are what I would call frenemies, right? Sometimes we compete. Sometimes we cooperate and collaborate on behalf of a mutual customer. Let's make a pact, since I have your all attention. Let's make these really easy to work with, easy to set up, and so it saves us all time, energy, and money. And most importantly, let's make sure they're truthful to each other. Because if they're not, that could be a really weird loop that we get into. We want them as truthful as possible to be working together. I know, though, going down this route, we're eventually going to have agents escalating each other. Like, I can't work with this damn agent. They keep messing up. But we do see that as a critical component of the autonomous supply chain of the future. So we're super bullish on this technology, one, because of what Cody laid out, but results that we're actually seeing in deploying this. And bringing it back to the title of this presentation, it's really allowing us to revolutionize our solutions and extend them in really innovative ways to make our teams and our customers' teams smarter, faster, and better. And so I want to talk about some of those real impacts that we've seen. The always-on logistics planner doesn't need to eat, doesn't need to sleep, doesn't need to take breaks. And honestly, it operates at a scale that us humans just can't do. It can do hundreds of requests at a time versus sequentially like us mere mortals do, one after the other. So that's allowed us to get to millions of tasks that we've automated through this agentic AI system that definitely has impacts on productivity for sure. And that's very exciting, and we've been realizing that in the marketplace. More importantly, though, I think about it differently. Like, if you have really good talent and you want to retain that talent, and they're doing the same stuff day in, day out, redundant tasks, they're going to leave. They want meaningful work. They want to go after those big, complex supply chain challenges. They want to interact with customers. And it's allowed us to unlock our teams and our customers' teams to go after that strategic work. So it's actually a revenue, it's a retention play as well as a productivity play in certain scenarios to keep your top talent. For sure, this improves accuracy. If I can train an agent to perform tasks and I monitor it, it's going to do way better than if I gave that same task to a distributed list of 80 people. So we've been able to save 900 hours a day just on data validation, data aggregation, of combing through things and making sure things are right, both in our quoting and order agents. And for sure, it's speed. So it's bringing a lot of speed to the way we respond. If you think about getting capacity, especially as we see the maybe a possible change happen in the marketplace, going to market quickly, accurately, changing orders, changing rerouting, doing things, we've been able to achieve 11% faster speed to market, which impacts performance. And this is a big number. For those that measure performance, we've been able, when we deploy this technology in these processes, to improve 7% higher on-time pickup percentage, which is super impactful. So those are results that we're seeing. I was going to stand up here and do a live demonstration, but just since I'm hand holding a mic and a computer, I want to take this out of just, words on a PowerPoint and show you what it looks like. So the use case I'm about to show, I think anybody who's operated in supply chain logistics will have felt this type of urgent need or things popping up. And I think back to my time, even here, it probably would have taken me 2 hours, 3 hours to get all these things done that I interact with the Always On Logistics Planner. So sorry for the audio quality, but we want to show you this demonstration here.
Can you introduce yourself and tell us what you can do for our customers?
Hi there. I'm the Always On Logistics Planner for Robinson Managed Solutions. I help customers analyze their shipment data, track performance, identify optimization opportunities, and even consolidate and auto-tender shipments. I'm here to provide quick and actionable logistics insights. Just ask me about shipments, POs, carrier performance, or anything you need help with, and I'll dive right in.
Awesome. We're going to demo this in front of a live audience at Manifest. They're going to be sitting right here. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely. I'm ready to assist and make this demo smooth and impactful.
Perfect.
Just
Thank
let
you for your consent. So I got an urgent call from my channel team. I need to be quick here. Looks like we got a promotion going into Walmart, and they just want to be on top of it, make sure everything delivers so it's on shelf. Can you give me a summary of all Walmart orders?
Here's the summary for all Walmart orders. In transit, 7 shipments, that's 70%. Ready to plan, 2 shipments, 20%. Delivered, 1 shipment, 10%. Altogether, that's 10 total shipments. We've got 3 unique origin cities and 9 different destinations. The average distance is about 576 miles, and shipments average around 17,650 pounds. The average transit time is about 2.7 days, and overall, 38,771 units are being shipped. Let me know if you need more detail.
Perfect. For the loads that are in transit, can you break down the ETA? Can you give me the ETA, please?
Here's the ETA summary for the in-transit shipments to Walmart. ETA February 10th. 3 shipments delivering to 3 destinations across 3 states.
Yep, those look good. Just confirm quickly, are those all on time?
All the in-transit Walmart shipments are on time. There are no exceptions or at-risk shipments. Everything's looking good so far.
Awesome. So I'm going to be out of pocket. So can you set up a notification so anything that happens for those in transit, you can alert me of status changes and things like that? Thank you.
Notifications are now set up for all in-transit shipments. You'll get alerts for any status changes, estimated delivery updates, delivery confirmation, and any exceptions. You're all set.
Great. And then looking at your chart, you said 2 are in ready to plan. Can you break down the PO and SKU for those orders?
Here's the breakdown for the ready-to-plan orders. Purchase order POWM 68582 has SKU WM SKU 009, and it's on the Bentonville to Kansas City route. Purchase order POWM.
Yep, those are the POs that Channel informed me of. We are going to be able to ship those early per their confirmation. So I need those 2 ready to plan orders. Can you consolidate them into a truckload and get them to auto tender?
We've identified a consolidation opportunity through the C.H. Robinson Retail Consolidation Program. By consolidating these 2 Walmart POs, you'll save 10% on transportation costs, while still meeting Walmart's must-arrive-by date. You'll also get a pre-standing appointment at the destination, along with improved network efficiency and reduced handling. We guarantee that the Walmart must-arrive-by date will still be met. Would you like me to proceed with this consolidation and send it to auto tender through the C?
If we're going to make the date, yes, please do that.
I've got it, and we'll make the Walmart must-arrive-by date. The consolidation is now complete, and the combined load is being sent to auto tender.
Perfect. And then I was also looking at your chart. You had one that had already delivered. I need to get that POD over to my channel team. Can you upload that here?
The proof of delivery for the delivered load is now available. You can view or download it right here and share.
Thank you for the great help. I'm going to go jump back to this conference and have some fun in Vegas. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Enjoy the conference and have a great time in Vegas.
All right, so you can see she's very loquacious. She uses a lot of words. I'm to the point. I want to go fast. I got it, got it, got it. So we're working on like how that interaction works, like how do you personalize it for users, but gives you a sense of the things we just talked about, how we're bringing this to life, how we're thinking about the engagement of the future relative to the always-on logistics planner. So she was very nice to do that demonstration. We did it right here. Unfortunately, couldn't do that live, but we look forward to continuing this conversation. We want to, have that conversation at our booth. We want to talk about technical stuff, about operation stuff, anything you want to cover. We want to showcase how, at Robinson, we're doing logistics like no one else. So come to booth 639. We'd love to continue the dialogue. Please scan our QR code here, not this one, this one. And thank you so much for your time. Thanks, everyone.